It's one thing to ask questions, it's another thing to listen. You can imagine the pressure I'm under when my wife knows that I teach listening skills. And yet being an effective listener really helps you connect to the customer, and you can then use that information later on when you go to present your solution.
Not just are you listening, but are you actually hearing what your customer is saying? And so in understanding how we listen, I think is the place to start. And there's 3 forms of listening that we focus on today. The first one is called tracking. And tracking is what we're doing most of the time. In fact, it's 80% of our listening is done in tracking mode. And what it is you may be stirring the pot at home and you're listening to your children, or you're driving and you're listening to some music on the radio. So you're doing a couple of things at a time, but they're also not the most important tasks. So there are times where it's okay to be tracking, but think about if you're in the middle of an important sales meeting and you start tracking. Probably not very effective. The second form of listening is actually what we call focused. Focused listening is where we are actually focused on the conversation, but we're thinking about other things. So you're in a sales meeting, but you're thinking about your laundry list of things that you have to do when you get back to the office, or you're thinking about another customer and what you need to do for them. And we get caught in this trap, and this is actually the other 18% of listening. So now we're at 98%. What's the 2%? The 2% is something called present listening. And what it is you actually listen so intently to someone that you provide this shift in them, that they physiologically change because they release endorphins because you're so focused on them, and it's not something people experience today. So think about going to a party and you meet someone and you come home and say, "Oh, I just met the most incredible person today." A lot of times it's that person. They asked you questions, they listened intently, and you want more of them. You want to spend more time with them, you want to hear more. Well, you think you want to hear more, but actually it's that they're listening to you. And so those are the 3 keys to successful listening moving forward. And really the opportunity for you is to practice present listening wherever you can, because it absolutely will elevate your success in sales.
And when you ask questions and then listen carefully for the customer's answer, you can integrate those answers into your selling proposition, and that'll make you more successful.